Okay, I'm just gonna start recording. You can let them in.
Okay.
Good morning, council.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Whenever you're ready, Ms. Clifton.
This is case number 19003-349-NI Hassan Jackson versus Truman Smith et al.
Good morning, council. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Danielle Lofton, representing plaintiff, P numbers 83625.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Brittany Lawler, representing Defendant Farm Bureau. My P number is P84234.
And we're here this morning to enter a default judgment against, which defendant was it? Ms. Lofton, which?
It was defendant Truman Smith.
Okay. Right. Give me the basis and then we'll voir dire your client and put the some proofs on the record.
Absolutely. So a little bit of background facts regarding this is that this is just plaintiff's motion for default against defendant Smith for a bodily injury claim arising out of a June 28, 2018 automobile accident. The case was filed on March 8th, 2019, and defendant Smith was served on March 20th, 2019. More than 28 days have passed and defendant Smith has not filed an answer or appearance in this matter. There is an entry of default was entered against defendant Smith on November 11, 2019. And a copy was in fact, and a copy was actually mailed to defendant Smith in this matter. And now we're just trying to move for the default judgment.
Okay. And Ms. Lawler, you're just here because the case will proceed against Farm Bureau. Now, is your claim, the claim relative to your client, is that for third-party benefits or what as well, or is that for?
It's first-party benefits.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mhm.
At this time, we have Mr. Jackson, correct, Ms. Lofton?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Jackson, would you please raise your right hand?
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Lofton, you may proceed to voir dire your client relative to his damages.
Absolutely. So as a result of Mr. Smith's negligence in failing to yield, his vehicle actually came into contact with the vehicle in which Mr. Jackson was a passenger in, forcing the vehicle to roll over multiple times. As a result, Mr. Jackson suffered injuries. His MRI findings, as outlined in the brief and attached medical records, showed protrusions at T7, T8, bulging at L3, L4, L4, L5, L5, S1, bulging at C4, C5, and C5, C6, herniation at L5 and S1. Mr. Jackson has also undergone extensive physical therapy, including approximately 7 pain injections. Mr. Jackson has undergone significant life changes, such as unable to enjoy his hobbies. Before the accident, he was an avid golfer and painter. He truly enjoyed snowboarding. Unfortunately, after the accident, he is now afraid of driving. Mr. Jackson still has nightmares from the subject accident that has occurred over 2 years ago. Mr. Jackson has expressed that he is overall depressed due to this accident. Before the accident, Mr. Jackson was a fun and upbeat going person. Now he is depressed and his whole view of life has changed. He also is unable to work. He has not been able to work since the accident. Mr. Jackson also has expressed that his romantic relationships are non-existing And most importantly, Your Honor, there's a lack of bonding and quality with his family, more specifically with his daughter. He's unable to bond with his daughter like he used to. And that's not only financially due to the lack of work, but also actively spending time and going out to movies and going to the mall with his daughter, excuse me. So overall, the plaintiff is requesting that this honorable court enter a judgment in the amount of $250,000.
How old is his daughter?
18 years old, Your Honor.
Mr. Jackson, relative to the statements that counsel have made, were they an accurate reflection of your physical condition, your inability to work, and your inability to carry on social activity? Mr. Jackson?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Do you believe that counsel accurately articulated the conditions as they apply to you?
Yes,
Based upon the representations placed on the record, as well as the fact that the court has had an opportunity to review the attached documents. Oh, let me ask one question. Mr. Jackson, are you still under a doctor's care?
yes.
And what type of services are you receiving currently?
Well, but since this pandemic happened, I normally would have physical therapy 3 times a week, but since everything is going on, I haven't been getting anything.
Okay.
But I
And-
did go into to the pain specialist like 3 days ago, and they said that they would open up physical therapy for me again.
Okay, other than physical therapy, what other kinds of treatment are you currently receiving?
None.
Okay, just the physical therapy 3 times a week?
Yes,
How old are you, Mr. Jackson?
I will be 40 on the 20th of this month.
Okay. Did you ever get any pain injections, Mr. Jackson?
Yes,
How many?
probably more than 7.
When was the last time you received a pain injection?
It's been a while. I want to say about 6 months.
Okay. So after you ceased doing the pain injection, it was just recommended that you receive physical therapy?
Yes.
And who are you treating with, Mr. Jackson?
The pain management place that I go to. I don't have it with me right now, but I should be in the paperwork.
So Miss Lofton, in terms of the recovery, break it down in terms of you're seeking this. I know this is third party. And what type of work did he do before, Miss? Well, let me ask Mr. Jackson. What type of work did he do?
I'm an independent contractor. I work on houses and I paint.
Okay,
I'm a painter.
okay. When you work on houses, you primarily paint.
I paint and home improvement.
Okay, what type of home improvements do you do?
From plumbing to cabinetry, painting, and just remodeling. Basically, remodeling.
Do you work with a group, or are you just do people hire you individually, or do you work with a group of contractors to do your work?
They hire me individually.
Okay, so you would go specifically into someone's home?
Yes.
Based on the representations placed on the record, the court will enter default judgment in the amount of $75,000. So Ms. Lofton, you can present a default judgment to the court in e-file, and we will enter the same. Ms.
Okay, Your Honor.
Lala, do you have anything you need to add?
Oh, I do not, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So this will be a default judgment as to defendant Truman Lamont Smith only.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll look for the default judgment to be presented. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you all very much. This concludes this hearing.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Bye now.